Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another rousing game of Smite. It's Cowboy here on the cast, joined with Semantics, and today we have the Visions of Midas versus the Firelink Five, and we're getting right into the picking bands here. Say hello to the folks, Sam, while we're getting the first band or two.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Like you said, semantics gonna be on your desk today, and I'll also be joining Double A for the castle when we get into the game. And yeah, like you said, we're gonna be going straight into this picks and bans phase here. And the first one right away, Mercury locked in. It's been crazy how like strong ADCs and solos have been, but still jungles are just the primary target. Like when it starts picks and bans. And as I say that, I'm just completely wrong because we're getting three ADC bans right out of the gate.
Well, Sam, the ADCs have been quite popular lately, especially with all the crit nonsense going on. I mean, obviously, you can't go crit on Freya, but another strong pick, especially with her recent buffs.
Yeah, for sure. Recent buffs and itemization changes are really bringing her to the forefront of just power when it comes to just who's strong in the current meta. Freya right up there, all around first ban for the chaos side here, and then Jingwei and King Arthur. Obviously, Jingwei gonna use that crit well, and King Arthur just gonna be the glad shield abuser that we all know and hate. But
Well,
as we
some of
get
us
back
hate.
into well, some of us love, some of us hate. It's a love hate relationship. Me personally, not a solo laner, so I'm on the other side of the fence over there. And we're
Yeah,
seeing a
no, I get it.
Kali to round out order sides bans.
Yeah, and that's another good, just strong jungle pick. And first, we have an Uller, and I mean, honestly, the way it's been going, that's a flex pick for nearly every position right now. Wouldn't you concur, Sam?
I would say it's a stronger flex pick for mid, but yes, I will agree that we've seen him in solo. We've seen him in obviously ADC, in the flex into mid. We've seen him in jungle. I would say you will not see him in support role. Well, I'm at least hoping here, but I could be wrong with the way that some of these games go because we're all friends here in this league. We all know each other, and sometimes we like to throw a funny pick or two at each other. And then Baron Samdi locked in here for Chaos side.
Ooh, I really
Um,
like that pick, and I'm not going to just full on make a prediction, but I'm saying that's a soul lane if I've ever seen one. And with
well,
the
with the
horse,
Horus locked in there, I would actually agree with you as well.
uh,
Because
def-
just like the Uller, we do see a flex pick in Baron Samdi. You see him in the solo lane. You see him in the actually mid lane sometimes, which is weird that that's strange because he is a mage. Because like generally speaking, you see him in solo and you see him in support, and it's awkward when you see Baron Samdi in mid. It's funny how that works.
right. But I would say if it is an Uller mid, that Baron would not have a good day. I mean, that's just be a fun time.
Well, yeah, not for the Baron, of course, not a fun time. But yeah, Uller with just the immense pressure that he brings would absolutely. I mean, I guess it depends how it plays. You can't just say, "Hey, one guy's going to beat the other outright." There are good counters and whatnot, but it all comes down to the gameplay. And then we're going to be looking over here at the Kuka lane going to be picked up for order side here with Arthur off the table. I would say that it's one of the strongest, if not the second strongest pick that you could possibly do here in the Kook lane and the solo lane. Would you agree
Uh,
with that?
I definitely would, but now call me crazy, but I actually like going Baron into a Kuka lane because as a mage, you're not going to win the early game, but if he stays up on your tower line, you can really definitely get the advantage on him, especially as a Baron.
Right, and the build path that you generally go like on the Kook lane on the King Arthurs is like you try to go right into that sovereignty to get that sustain for the solo lane for gods like Kook lane or King Arthur who don't have sustain built in the kit. And Baron Samdi is going to slow that down a little bit because sovereignty is notably physical defense. And you don't want to rush right into Baron Samdi, or you don't want to rush right into physical defense against a mage in solo lane. So
Uh,
maybe a good play here. Actually picked it before, but still kind of countering the Kuka lane with
yes.
that pick.
And to get it back into the bands real quick, we have Bakasur, Baba Yaga, Nemesis, and we're waiting on the last band. And it looks like it's going to be a Cleo. Yes, obviously these are all very smart bands to get rid of. The Baba may be a little different, but yeah. So, what do you think about these bands, Sam?
I would actually be on the other side over there when you're saying Baba Yaga is different. I think she's very strong right now. She's probably the strongest she's ever been in a meta. When it comes to like picks and bans in this current meta, I would say that she has been at her most popular. And with stacking items being in the place that they're at right now, I think she fits right into the second phase of banning here. Sometimes you even see him first all the way around because she's very strong right now. I would say one of at least top five mids right now in Baba Yaga.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I get it, I see it. And we have a Thanatos locked in, no doubt to counter the Kepri. Pretty smart play. If you can get snowballing on Thana, of course, that's always a strong jungler to go with. And we
For
have a
sure.
Poseidon hover.
Right, the Poseidon hover over there. And yeah, as you said before, Thanatos is going to be one of those gods that wants to get ahead and start that snowball going early. And because his impact isn't that great when it comes to late game. At this point, at a late game point, Thanatos is probably going to try to be like that ult bot, as you said, countering the Kepri ult, the Scarab's blessing there. Um, and that's basically going to be his role for this game. And I think a good choice there when it comes to the Chaos side choosing Thanatos into the Kepri.
No doubt. And we have a Ravana locked in. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact there's a Kuchu, I would say that was going to be a mitigation Ravana build. We've been seeing those cut a lot today in the SPL, but no doubt this is going to be the jungle pick. And of course, Poseidon mid. So, it's pretty solid team there for Visions of Midas.
Right. Uh, it's funny how that works. Right. You start seeing Ravana being used in the solo lane after they change him from a warrior to an assassin. And when he was a warrior, they were just always running him in the jungle. And like that's just funny how things kind of flip like that. And stand by for
Right.
Ravana going back to a warrior.
No.
He's still tanky as an assassin, but I just think it's hilarious how things just change up like that, and then we go the opposite direction with it. Us Smite players don't like consistency, but as the picks and the trades come on through here, we did see Yu Huang locked in for that very last pick for Chaos side. What's your thoughts on this?
Yuhong, he does damage, but it's like, 20 other mages that do damage too that I'd probably take over him. So safe, but really, I mean, his ult's just nothing impressive. You've got to always be stacking his passive. It's just kind of how I feel about him. But maybe you see differently.
I would say he's actually come into prominence pretty well of recently. I would agree that he does good poke damage. I'll say that. If you get him in lane and he's probably gonna outclear you with these recent changes, and then I I think he still benefits from that. I don't really know this god that well. He's the newest god in Smite, and we're trying to still figure out what he does and what he does well. And I think that's something he's got going for him. And we are likely going to be going into a break here now that we have all of our gods picked, and we're going to see you guys on the other side. It's going to be myself, Semantics, and Double A on the cast here. So see you then.
All right, everyone, and welcome. My name is Double A. I'm joined here with Semantics, and we do have Game 1 of Visions of Midas versus the Firelink Five here in this Midgard showdown. How's it going, Sam?
It's going pretty well. And just to cover, well, we didn't really get to say this, but with seeing the picks and bans here and seeing where they're going, do you feel as if it's going one way or the other for Firelink Five or for the Visions of Midas here?
That's true. We didn't get to do our little our little picks there at the start, but I mean, both these teams are good for sure. Both these guys kind of, if I'm gonna rank them, they're gonna be, high to mid, high mid of their division. They're both gonna be kind of fighting for a premier spot in the division, but I mean, Ravana's really good right now. I'm probably gonna have to go the Vengeance of Midas, honestly. Kepri's so annoying, along with Uller. If we can see Rye Guy pop off, I mean, that'll definitely help influence my decision. But I think Ravana and Kukulkan are really good, so I'm gonna go with those guys.
Right, going with the highest tier of, or one of the high tiers of like every role is seems the Vision of Midas. So I do agree. I think that they're at least picks and bans phase lends to their victory here. But we're going to see how it plays in game as some good poke comes out.
Poseidon pushed back. Kepri as well retreating. X-Ball firing off those autos. Kiki Jiki, the premier ADC for this Firelink 5. We've seen him quite a bit, do some crazy things. We'll see if he can repeat history here. But Thanatos here in the mid lane, Poseidon having to retreat, and he'll do just that with about a bar of health. Ravana now looking to get revenge here in mid lane, not going to find much. Looks like he will. Back off. Yeah, the blink there, trying to look for some action. Nobody home this time. Yu Hong still here, but the root from Ravana is going to keep him in place, and beads are popped.
Right, blink used there just to avoid the Thanatos 3. Do you think you get a lot of value out of that one there? I mean, it could have led to a death, honestly. So using that to escape, and try to re-engage on just the Yu Huang, I think might see some value here.
Definitely interesting. We do see a little ring around the rosy here in mid lane, as Ravana is looking to fight with Yu Hong once again, but Thanatos here to aid him. Gets knocked back by the Poseidon first ability there. Stilting a bunch of damage. Dueling as well. Go ahead,
as strong as sorry about that. as strong as Ravana is right now, I would say that Thanatos still has an edge early. In the first 3 levels, I would say that he still is, he still has the advantage because, he's still Thanatos. He's got that in-kit healing and whatnot. And he's going to go ahead and get an invade here on the purple buff.
Yeah, he did exactly that. Kepri, though, looking to turn it around potentially as he drags Horus towards his tower line. But, yeah, Thanatos, the first kill. I mean, like you said, it's always scary going up against one in that mid lane immediately. Simon says Smite. One of the new members of Firelink 5. Firelink 5 returning from last season. I believe, I want to say they got 3rd or 4th last season. So, I mean, in the same division. So, definitely a really good team coming back once again with some new weapons in their arsenal.
Right, including, you said Simon says Smite here. So, getting the first blood and 2 invades, one on the purple, one on the red, gonna go ahead and try to get that snowball rolling on the Thanatos, as we mentioned on the desk. Really important for Thanatos to get ahead early, especially against one of the premier jungles in Smite right now, in Robin.
Yeah, 100%. I think Ravana, I mean, I've seen him in solo a few times now, and it's just disgusting. I mean, he's so healthy, he does so much damage on top of it, and it's just gross. I mean, he's so good, and I don't want to ever face him if possible. Freya, also looked really, really good right now, which is so weird. I feel like these gods have always been kind of okay, but then now, obviously coming to the meta, now they're really good. But it's fun to see. That's the thing I love about Smite is, obviously characters are good and they're not, and everything switches like that with the metas, but X-Ball as well, kind of coming into the recent meta.
Right, we did go over that a little bit when it comes to where gods are falling. Like Raven, initially a warrior, and you saw him a lot in jungle. Now he's an assassin, and people are using him more and more in solo lane. And we just flip flop where we like to see gods. And yes, agree with Freya there. She is very much a hit or miss god. She's either very strong or she basically does nothing with the changes that she has. They change one thing and she is OP. Another thing and she just non-existent. And that's just the that's just how Smite is, as you said before. Why some people love it, why some people hate it, you know, it's just all a matter of opinion there.
Yeah, definitely. Kepri looking low. Here comes Thanatos up and down, and another kill for Simon Says. He's going to grab that one here on Kepri. And now over here, we see X-Ball ultimate is out. Ravana blind. This purple buff is invaded by the Firelink 5. Ravana, though, going to ult in. Looking at Horus as his target. Gets knocked up, but there's a whole gang here to stop him. There's the ultimate from Yu Hong. They'll keep him in place for just a second, but he'll make it to his tower line. And will retreat to the safety of that Ullr.
Bold, sir. Very bold there to go ahead and use the Mystic Rush to actually secure the purple buff for the Visions of Midas. And he escapes.
Definitely interesting. Look at Rubber Man pulling Jaeger into tower with the ultimate. And those tower shots are deadly, especially this early in the game. And that'll be his demise, unfortunately. But Firelink looking pretty good right out of the gate.
Right, sitting with three kills on the board already. Looking at about a 1,000 gold lead, just under, and that's only, you know, six almost 7 minutes in. So I think they're in a very good place to keep this going. Like as we said, we do want that Thanatos to get ahead, and he's sitting with 2 out of the 3 kills here. The solo kill coming from Rubber Band Man. You really like to see it as this team, but I will say, I don't know if they have the scaling late.
Yeah, definitely not as much as we see on the Visions of Midas, for sure. I think they, you know, Ravana's going to be terrifying. Poseidon's going to have that damage. Kepri will have a little bit more tankiness as well. But yeah, definitely probably skewed more towards the Visions of Midas.
I will say, though, that Kiki Jiki will be the premier scaler for the Firelink 5 and possibly for either side. With Xbalanque getting online, if he is able to, he can do some pretty good damage and have pretty good impact here.
It's popped once again for Yu Hong. Here comes Thanatos, double ultimate. Poseidon's in trouble. Kraken is out. Kepri with the ultimate, I believe, misclicked onto himself. Unfortunately, Ravana's jumping into the fray as well. Does get rooted in place. Thanatos whittling away. Horus ulting in, but nobody found that time. And they'll go ahead and
unfortunate.
Retreat. See.
Unfortunate Scare's blessing there.
Definitely. That always feels the worst. For sure. Ullr, though, maybe looking to rotate here into the mid lane. Horus sees him. Gonna knock him up, and now the convergence from Firelink 5 onto the enemy ADC. He's gonna have to use that jump out, but the root is there, and the damage is too much. It's Dovey picking up that kill. Now, Kepri fighting for his life, still here in the mid lane. Poseidon coming to his aid somewhat as he backs away. Firelink slowly whittling away here in this early game, doing a good job of it.
Absolutely. You can tell that these guys are pretty familiar with everybody's playstyle. Just amongst the team, they seem very comfortable, and their team fight is very strong. As the invade comes through here, Robin trying to stop it, does not stop it, but gets a little bit of damage off.
Yeah, nice little poke. Yeah, Thanatos just trying to accumulate even more power and I can't speak. Even more of a lead is what I'm trying to say, as he goes and steals away that red buff.
Right, with more lead comes more power, especially since he's still stacking that transcendence there. So, you know, getting that invade does give him more power technically, you know, as the stacks get higher and higher until he gets up to that full 50 there and then gets the passive for the mana. So you were right.
Yeah, you always have my back, man. I don't know, really feeding off whatever the hell I'm saying, but anyway, I want to turn my attention to Thanatos, actually. If we have a moment here, as we see a little 1v1 here in dual lane, Ullr's going to jump in. X-Ball does that 2-level lead. Here's the ultimate, and slowly going away, but Raikai comes through. Kiki Jiki falls on his own tower line there. Vision of Midas is on the board with a kill. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Thanatos. Interesting build path here in my mind. Not like crazy weird by any means, but I have seen most often Thanatos go into mannequins. Would you agree on that?
I would say that he has a very strong early game, obviously with his basic attacks and having the cleave in his kit with the mannequins. But I think this build lends to him having more of a late game when he gets that Boomba's hammer online, possibly the Boomba's spear.
Ravana ulting in. Yu Hong uses ultimate earlier as well. Thanatos up in the air just in time. Not want to stay in that team fight any longer. He'll drop down towards the red buff for his team. Trebuchet on the way here in mid lane, but not going to stand a chance unless see the Firelink 5 trying to push this up once again. Horus dashing in. There's the knockup. Ravana taking a decent chunk of damage. He's going to retreat away towards the safety of his tower as it takes a Trebuchet shot.
You don't see this too often, the Trebuchet being pushed early, because you like it in siege. You like it for siege potential, maybe, but this is the most common one I accidentally push down lane. The one right in mid as you're leaving. I do it way too often, and blame somebody else for it, obviously, because I never make mistakes. But I would say that it actually gave them a good potential for almost a kill there onto the Khepri, but didn't really get much out of it. Was the Firelink 5.
Yeah, it's hard to, like you said, use those early. I mean, they're just so weak early that you can't do much about it. Especially, everyone's kind of still in their lanes. Everyone's watching everything there. Uller, though, being jumped on once again, is low. X-Ball ultimate is out. Horus potentially looking to dive tower. Takes a shot from the tower, but now he's up in the air. Can he land the ultimate? No, he can't. And Khepri's here to aid Uller as he dances around this tier 1 tower. Ravana hopping into this fight as well, potentially looking at his counterpart in Thanatos.
Good choice there to hold the ultimate for Khepri.
Oh, Khepri barely surviving.
Oh no.
As the knockup from Horus, Thanatos in the air. Can he land it? He will, and down goes Khepri there on the fight. Ravana can't take it either, and will go down.
Yet again, good choice. You don't want to waste the Scarab's blessing there. Both times, he didn't use it because he didn't see the real siege potential there for the duo lane. And this time, Thanatos in the air, you really don't want to waste it on an execute as well. So still having that ult available, it's good there for Queen Perfuma.
Definitely, we see Horus potentially getting caught up a little too far as Uller did land all of his kit right on top of him, but was able to dash out in time. Little rotation from the mid lane helps him out with that.
Yeah, almost going down there was Horus to try to get that invade off, but able to squeak away with the help of some allies there. And we're looking at just over a 3,000 gold lead for Firelink 5. Looking at the kills here, we're seeing 6-1. No neutral objectives have gone down yet, I don't believe, but a whole lot of value in the invades is, Simon says, Smite on this Thanatos is getting here. I would say probably where their gold lead is. XP looking pretty even. It's Kiki Jiki getting the upper hand a little bit there, but and a little bit on its Dovey in mid. Not a whole lot otherwise.
Thanatos having
Covering
used his
death.
ultimate Yu Hong as well with the ultimate, but not going to land this time. Poseidon was the target. Khepri rotating here into the mid lane. But all he's going to get is that shot from Yu Hong.
Two pretty large ults there used on the side of Firelink 5. This might be a good time for Vision of Midas to start a fight here. And that's what they tried, but not getting a whole lot of it just yet.
Ravana rotating in, does get the root onto Horus. Thanatos misses his sight, and now he's in danger. The Kraken's out, but nobody home once again, unfortunately, for Seepage. And Vision of Midas not able to capitalize there as they back off.
So we're looking at 2 ults for 2 ults so far. Mystic Rush also used there as the engage by Robin, but not getting a whole lot of it. So really just trading 2 ults for 2 ults, jungle and mid on both sides.
And I mean, that's what you're going to want. Visions of Midas trying to just stay even for right now if they can't get ahead. They'll do that on that fight. Khepri still looking something here. Horus going to be the first one to engage, though. Getting knocked up is Khepri.
I will say that on that side, maybe Visions of Midas can call that a win, because the teleport was used by Baron Samedi to go ahead and get to mid, and they got nothing out of it. So Baron possibly can get pressured out here in solo lane and not have a tool to get back quickly that he did have before. So that's if the Kukulane here, piloted by Jaeger, can go ahead and get pressure. But it's not looking like that's going to happen with the jungle coming over to help with the invade.
And unfortunate for Cullen, he's not going to land that route this time as Thanatos makes his way back towards mid. As a fight breaks out here towards this Gold Fury. Visions of Midas being pushed back. The ultimate grabs 2 for Yuhong, and now within the threshold is Ravana, and Simon says, up, down, once again, the Kraken's out. Will it save Poseidon's life? Kepri with the ultimate, but looks like Poseidon will be able to withstand it and get back under tower. We'll see if he's able to get out, but still fighting is Cucullin, and he doesn't care. There's 4 members of Firelink 5 right now, but he's going to get pulled back towards Baron Mighty with the ultimate. We are going to see Wolf Blair grab a kill as well onto the Kepri. Cucullin still fighting Uller, trying to help out from the bottom of this tier 2 tower. And a little worse for wear, he's going to make his way back to the fountain.
I think Cucullin should have just eaten that ult for that life of the party from Baron. He likely survives there, and maybe Kepri does as well if he doesn't take all of that damage, and it's just taken by Cucullin. The Gold Fury started here by the Firelink 5, but I think they've decided that they're not quite tanky enough or don't do enough damage here, just between the two of them, to go ahead and knock that down.
Yeah, definitely a little ambitious here with the health bars. Or, there's only 2 of them over there. You're going to need at least a few more members of the Firelink 5 if they're going to take on that heavy task just yet.
I didn't think about it until I just saw the Kepri ult onto the Poseidon. But he has to be zooming when he has it on there, because you get that extra movement speed in his 2 and also in the Scarab's Blessing. I'd imagine, even if it's used the way it just was used there, the escape potential is enormous, but there's some dual lane action here. ADC v ADC.
One of my favorite things ever is when I'm playing Kepri, one of my teammates can't catch up to somebody, you just pop the ultimate on him. I know it's a really dumb use of the ultimate, but it's hilarious just watching your teammate be able to catch up. Poseidon already moving so quickly with that Doom Orb.
Right, the Doom Orb and the 2, the stem on it, but Dovey gets the kill here on the Seepage. Thanatos in the air, and
wow, he gets out. We are going to see it's Dovey live just barely as his team converged here into the mid lane. Get 2 members of the Vision of Midas go down. Now you gotta wonder, is Gold Fury the call?
With 3 members here versus only 2 of the Vision of Midas, it might be, but also Horus and Cucullin gonna join the fray as well. Deciding they might have a little bit too low a health here to really continue is the ADC in the jungle for the Firelink 5. So a reset is probably in the books for them.
Definitely a smart play. You're not gonna want to engage on that just yet. I mean, X-Ball had nothing left over there, and then Vision of Midas just a little too low. Horus looking to pursue over here. Kepri does get the root.
Is there a re-engage happening here for Firelink 5? Maybe just stalling a little bit, getting a little poke that Yu Huang does so well, so that they can get the Gold Fury when we have our ADC and jungle back available. And that might be the call here for Firelink 5.
See 4 members of Firelink 5 right next to Gold Fury, trying to bait a fight or push back Visions of Midas. On it. We'll see if they start it up anytime soon. X-Ball now going to fire those autos. They're hiding somewhat, just waiting for a few teammates to be able to push in. Drop the Gold Fury. Looking for a fight in Cucullin instead. Thanatos is rooted, but Horus ultimate's up.
And to the sky they go, and right back to the ground. They went. Not a whole lot of distance covered there, but I don't know if they really wanted that engage. Maybe it was just trying to scare them off a little bit, was the Firelink 5 choice here.
Yeah, Horus ultimate can be really tricky. It's either super valuable or not valuable whatsoever, but Ravana being absolutely chunked over here by Thanatos. He's up in the air. We'll see if he's going to go for the kill instead. Use that as an escape. Cucullin, though, being caught up with Yu Hong, but we are going to see that ultimate miss. Baron as well, popping his ultimate as he was boxing with Uller over there by that Gold Fury. Like
I think Thanatos maybe wanted to fight there, but then saw how surrounded Robin was there by the rest of his team and just chose to disengage rather than go back in. It maybe could have worked out, but he also got the Aegis from Ravana as well there, so some value. He got a ult for an Aegis. I think that's nice. He also got the Ravana ult to get that as well, and Gold Fury going to be the call here from Firelink 5.
Yeah, I believe Thanatos went ahead and started to make his way towards Ravana, and yeah, just saw that swarm around him and decided, I'm going to make a U-turn, and did just that. But
Gold Fury goes down.
definitely. We are going to see Ravana, 0-4-0, not the greatest stat line. Only 1 kill on the board so far for the Vision of Midas. 20 minutes in, firmly here in the hands of Firelink 5. Is there anything that you think they should be doing here that would help them get back into this game?
I think they need to focus on farm right now because the fights just simply haven't been going their way. Speaking of,
yeah, that one will
shutdown.
Go the way of Sparked Out, and he's going to make his way towards the blue buff as well, wanting just a little bit more for his troubles. He'll get it. This Rubberman's going to lose his blue buff there. But, well, that's a good start. Comeback for sure. Second kill on the board now. Just as I call him out for his stat line, he gets one.
Right. 1 kill going the way of Uller, which was a solo kill, and then the other going for the jungle, which is going on the enemy jungle.
Baron ultimate is out. Ravana pulled back with the Yuhong ultimate. Horus as well jumping in to this gigantic team fight. Kraken is out. Yuhong trying to get away if possible. Horus keeping Vision of Midas off of him, and that will be the end. Both deciding to go their separate ways for the moment.
Just a couple of ults for a couple of ults there, but looking on the side of Firelink 5, the only one left is the Thanatos ult, whereas Kukulane, the Scarab's Blessing is there for Khepri, and obviously Uller, he doesn't really have an ult.
Oh, Guy absolutely blows up. It's Dovey. Khepri as well with the assist. And there wasn't a whole lot he could do about that. Wasn't quick enough to get up in the air with that invulnerability, and does fall. Horus as well, taking some poke damage here on the tower line. X-Ball, though, rotating over, sees Guy over here, and now he wants a piece of the action. He's going to dash in because he's still hungry for this kill. As we see the Khepri ultimate does go off, but right into a bunch of Firelink 5 members. Thanatos ultimate up and down as well. Kikiji gets credit for the first one. Simon says the second, as they're going to push down potentially mid lane. We do see the Vision of Midas grab Pyromancer as a consolation prize, not constellation.
Yeah, I would say definitely consolation there. It helps console them, of course. But that was an unfortunate Khepri ult, I would say there. Brought Uller from death, basically right back into death in the clutches of the Firelink 5 there. Just an immediate. Actually, he had to die twice there in that fight. Super unfortunate for Uller, and then Queen Perfuma gonna join right after.
Yeah, that's definitely, honestly, props to Firelink 5. That's exactly the way you should play it. You see the Khepri ultimate, have someone, if you are going to not wait it out, then head straight for the Khepri. As you know, that's where he'll be headed. They completely boxed him in. He couldn't do anything about that whatsoever. As Ravana and Thanatos clashing a little bit here. The blink in, the scythe does miss, but the ultimate is going to be popped for Thanatos, vouching to disengage once again. Ravana, though, being caught out as Firelink 5 look hungry. Yuhong ultimate going to be pushing Khepri and Ravana back. Baron grabs Khepri as well, locking him into that coffin, but no death just yet. Ravana ultimate is here. Now Baron's in trouble. Will he go down? Just barely holding on. The self-heal's not enough, and Seepage grabs the kill, and now they're looking for another one. Kukulin tower diving. He doesn't care. Jaeger's hungry for a kill, but will have to pull off as those tower shots are getting a little too heavy for his liking. Thanatos absolutely zooming away from the Firelink 5.
As we get into this late game here, you're starting to see the shift. Oh, Scarab's Blessing does come out here.
Oh, and a crazy Kraken. Nobody dead yet. Vision of Midas pounding away, but unable to get a kill just yet. Now a 1-for-1, as Simon says, evens it up. Another 1-for-1, as we see a member on both team go down Uller having to jump away as Thanatos is looking with the ultimate. Is he gonna dive? He's not. He's gonna pick Capri. Unfortunately, the beetle couldn't crawl away fast enough, and does get ulted for, I believe, the third time this game. This poor Capri.
Unfortunately, the big meaty claw is not able to move fast enough from the hovering death, and Thanatos does get the reset on health there from the ult. And trying for more here is he gets a kill onto Jaeger as well.
Yeah, I could call in Jaeger. My friend, I'm so sorry. He couldn't do anything there. Completely blind in the X-Ball ultimate, and just, yeah, that was a rough one. Got caught in a lazy back and does end up falling.
But before that fight, I was about to say how well the Robin was played into this now late game Thanatos, where Robin actually should have the advantage here, but then Simon Says just knew I was going to say that and decided to turn it up a little bit and go ahead and put the team on the back there. And now sitting at 8-1 is Thanatos as the Fire Giant is pulled here for Firelink 5, and nobody going to stop him here.
Oh, but Ravana wants to take off that Fire Giant from anyone he can. He gets one kill, sparked out. Gets credit for it, but will it cost him his life? It will, the Rubber Man taking him down.
I should just stop talking here because, you know, Caster's Curse keeps flipping, but you know what? I might just use this in my advantage because every time I say something, the jungle hears me and it's just like, nah, that's not how this is gonna work. We're gonna flip this yet again. Who
did you pick to win again?
Let's not worry about that. I didn't say anybody was gonna win. I said I liked a certain draft. I didn't say I like, you know. But yeah, I did say that I like the draft of the Vision of Mighties here. But it seems as if the Firelink 5 are just using their draft and their fight style just so well here, to make up for possibly the lack of scaling, I would say, as we did mention for late game.
Yeah, I mean, and we're in the late game, 27 minutes here. Everyone kind of starting to hit that level 20 mark. Everyone here but the supports, it looks like. Only Capri missing out on the chance to buy his starter. And speaking of Capri being knocked up by Horus, he's going to tower dive. Kraken is out. Ravana launches an ultimate right on top. Seepage with the first kill in this fight. He'll grab the second as well. As we continue to fight, Baron being whittled away at by Kakalin. The ultimate is out. Yu Hong trying to run away with his life. Thanatos up in the air, but it's not needed for anything here. Capri with the ultimate. It'll save his life. Cullen still fighting Baron on the back line over there. Thanatos getting away with a little bit of health, but Seepage with a triple kill will pull it in the favor of the Vision of Midas as Baron, Smite, and Cullen still fighting these guys neck and neck, and Jaeger ends up securing the kill with a sliver of health. And now everyone in Vision of Midas get the D aside. They're going to push down this left tower, and that was a great team fight win for them.
That was a tier 2 defense with Fire Giant on the side of Firelink defense. And, you know, obviously, as I said the prediction when I said I knew Vision of Midas was going to win. Remember I said that a minute ago? Looking back at it here, as I said, they just have a very strong scaling team over the Firelink 5 out here. But Horus ult does come in to try to defend this Phoenix here. No more Fire Giants left on this side of Firelink 5, though.
Ravana. His character's so gross, as he's gonna go ahead and take Pyromancer by himself. I mean, he is level 20, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, this character, I don't know, man. But, excuse me, going a little more damage-oriented than the gross solo build. But we do see tier 1, excuse me, tower fall here in mid lane. And now things starting to swing the way of Visions of Midas.
Absolutely. With just a tier 2 tower defense, it is almost swinged. I would be curious to see where these graphs are exactly. This is exactly what you see in this game happening. It goes from all the way to the chaos side within 1 minute. There's a swing all the way up, and it's going down just slight bit. XP doesn't matter so much because, like you said, we are all getting to basically level 20. But in the lead by 900 is now the Vision to Midas.
Yeah, that's the thing. At this point, the lead doesn't necessarily matter. It can swing one way or the other really quickly. Like you said, one team fight is going to change the pace of this for sure. 30 minutes in, I mean, this is already getting to be on the longer end for a Smite game. We'll have to see Fire Giant making its way back up. I would assume we're going to... I don't want to curse anything. I was going to say we're going to hold off for a fight until it comes up, but Horus changing his mind on that. Baron as well, looking to harass Cullen. Ability doesn't land that time, but Cullen can't move 2 roots. And he will finally get out of combat as Khepri gets a nice little stun. Horus, though, looking to engage with the ultimate. He's in there. Looking for that Ullr, but a dash out to a teammate for safety. Ravana as well, being pulled in by the Baron. Ultimate's going to use his for the disengage. Keep him alive. Poseidon at about half health, but up pretty far. Khepri ultimate is popped, but it doesn't matter. Thanatos with the ultimate, but he's being willed away at. Will it cost him his life? Ullr hopping in, and it will. Ryguy picks that up, and now Cullen still fighting a root from Khepri. He's keeping this fight interesting as Baron is going to go down, sparked out with the kill. Onto the Rubber Man as Horus being pulled in, sparked out with another. And he's hungry. Visions of Midas still looking for more as he blinks on the X-Ball, not going to get it. The kill there just yet as Ullr makes his way there, and now the call potentially being Fire Giant for the Vision of Midas, but no, Ullr's going to jump in a tower looking for this X-Ball. He's got to be careful. Did he bite off more than he could chew? He did, as it's Dovey grabs the kill, beats Pop as well, but here comes Sparked Out, absolutely obliterating its Dovey once again, and grabs a double kill, as I believe that was 4 kills on the side of Ravana that fight.
Do you find it strange that Firelink 5 go 0 for 5 in the last siege attempt there with Fire Giant, and then they still choose to fight in the jungle here against a better scaling Vision of Midas team? Is that a personal choice you probably would have made, or you think maybe a little bit of hubris is in play here? They just think they're the better team.
Well, I think you think they made the wrong decision. I'll say that.
No. What makes you think that?
It's definitely an interesting decision. I'm sure. I don't know. If it was me, it probably would be going through my mind. I'm not that good of a Smite player, but.
Oh, come on, man! You remember that Gold Fury?
Don't even bring up the Merc Gold Fury. I swear to God. I felt so proud of that in the moment. But whatever. Anyway, we are going to see Oni Fury go down. Vision of Midas now, I would assume, firmly building on this lead. They are. Almost 9K in that XP
Right, in 3
difference.
minutes they're getting 4,000 gold lead from what, 900? That's pretty crazy in just a 3-minute swing, but it is late game, and everything costs more, and everything is worth more. And it looks like we might have a fight here around Fire Giant.
It's going to be the big play here. Firelink 5, like you said, it hasn't been going great here on these team fights. They have to employ a different strategy. Thanatos missing his scythe. Probably not going to help there.
Definitely not going to help, I would say.
Yu Hong up in the air. Baron with the ultimate pulling a few members of Vision of Midas back towards this Thanatos. Scythe lands there, but probably not the target he wanted. He's going up in the air, though. See if he engages again. He will, but nobody home. Oh, no. Ravana trying to jump in on top of him, but not going to get it. Instead, it's going to be his life. Jiki picking up a kill for the Firelink 5, and they're slowly winning this one, but Seepage turning it back around. He wants another. Can he finish off the Yu Hong? No, it'll be his life instead, as it's Dovey grabs the kill over there. Firelink 5 with the advantage so far, the 3-1, but Barrett Smite being caught out. As Ullr is going to kill its Dovey right in the back line, snuck right in, and now Cullen is the one in trouble. These guys still boxing over this Fire Giant. Ullr's on the run. As we see the Firelink 5 continuing to chase. Baron with the ultimate again. We saw at the start of the team fight. Here it is again. It's barely coming up, I would assume. But Jaeger, the only one to make it out for Vision of Midas. And back the other way we go.
Actually massively overcapped on cooldown now that you say that about the Baron Somni starting the fight with the ult and then ended it with the ult. He's sitting at about, what is that, 20, 30, 50, 57%? 57% cooldown right now for Baron Somni.
Fire Giant is starting Cullen, the only one over here. Poor vision of Midas, and nobody's going to be able to make it over here into his team in time. Cullen look for that X-Ball. Still probably his target. He'll get credit for the kill. The Rubber Man, though, finishes him off, and Fire Giant still hangs in the balance. Firelink 5 trying to finish this up. Here comes Ravana. Who's going to get it? He takes out Wolf Bear, but he is going to go the way of Firelink 5, and it will cost him his life as well. These guys, this is an arena game at this point. Step into the arena as both these teams looking to fight once again. Now Baron is the one hanging in the balance, and it looks like he will fall. Seepage does secure the kill, and now only 2 members of the Firelink 5 with the Fire Giant buff.
Looking at 14 kills, I do believe, before the 30-minute mark for Firelink 5, and like single digits for the Vision of Midas. The last 7 minutes have been an absolute bloodbath on both sides. So looking at 21-25, where we were looking at maybe possibly 20 total kills before the 30-minute mark, and just going at it, as you said, an arena match. And looks like the Phoenix Siege, it might be the call here for Vision of Midas.
Do you think it's Dovey just missed the 2 members of Visions of Midas on the way to the Phoenix, or did they just ignore each other? That was such a weird interaction, but we are going to see Capri Ultimate is going to get the revive onto Uller. I swear they looked right at each other as they passed each other. Probably could have waved high, but...
Well, put yourself in Yu Hog's shoes there. You see a Capri and Uller. An Uller... of which did just one-shot you in the jungle with the hail of arrows. Would you go into it? What would you do?
I would probably go... I don't know, I probably wouldn't clear red buff. I mean, like, what?
I don't know.
I'd run away, maybe. Like, I don't know.
What you're saying is you wouldn't let them just take the Phoenix for free, for sure.
I
totally wouldn't either.
But...
It was pretty quick, though. They did burst down the Phoenix pretty quick because they did have the backdoor protections taken off because they had a whole minion wave in. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there for basically the entire team of Firelink 5 letting a minion wave in and letting the support and ADC get into that left side Phoenix here. Looking for a fight, maybe, is Firelink 5 here as they all converge onto the left lane with the exception of Baron Samdi.
A Rye guy trying to stay behind this Caprius Thanatos, gonna chip away at him. It's like Baron.
Yes, huge damage there for the Thanatos one.
Poseidon pulled into the coffin by Baron. There's the Kraken, though, right on top of Baron. Thanatos couldn't reach with the ultimate. Goes down, but it's too short. Look at the damage. Burst damage out. Sparked out. Gonna grab the kill. Cullen in trouble, though, for the Vision of Midas having to back away as the mosh pit over here ensues. Horus with the ultimate. Can he get out in time? No, he can't. Another kill for Ravana. Goes the way of Visions of Midas. Jaeger back into this team fight, you madman, but he's going to end up going down. Or no, he's not. But we're going to see a few members go down. Finally, Jaeger falls as the Rye guy picks up a kill onto it's Dovey, and that goes the way of Visions of Midas.
A double kill and a triple kill here, going the way of the jungle and the ADC for the Vision of Midas. And they already have a left side Phoenix down here for a Vision of Midas because of that earlier play. This could be an end here, and they're definitely going to go for it. Nobody alive for 20 seconds here on the Firelink 5, and I think this is GG. They have the jungle, ADC, and support here. If it's not GG,
this is definitely. I mean, Thanatos might be up for a cool 2 seconds, but it's not going to matter. He might not even get up in time. You know, he's not. As Capri barely living, but game 1 going to the Vision of Midas against the Firelink 5 here in our first Midgard game here in the set.
I'm not saying I called it, but
whatever.
I mean. Fantastic showing there from Vision of Midas to hold on, even though they were so far behind. They were pretty well behind in the early game, obviously because the early game oriented comp coming from the Firelink 5. They let themselves scale, they let themselves get their team fight together, gave them enough time, and they just took it from there. I think fantastic play from, and patience, I would say, from the Vision of Midas.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we see the player damage out for It's Dovey. almost 50K. The other side, Poseidon, just below that. So I mean, it was a crazy match. Yeah, it looked Firelink all the way up there until that 30-minute mark, and then it was all Vision of Midas. Props to them, they able to bring it back.
Right, and it was basically off the back here. Initially, from Sparked Out when he made his little comeback here, and then Rye Guy kind of took the reins for a little bit. We saw much better Krakens in the team fight than what we saw early from Seepage. And Jaeger, just being the big meat shield that he needs to be, did go in a few more times than I would have liked, especially in that last fight with, not too much health. And it's Dovey gets the kill there on him and actually gets 2 kills because of maybe a little bit of over aggression on the side of Vision of Midas. But it ended up working out for him, I would say. And just to go ahead and make sure that a complete deicide does go through, and with that left Phoenix down, as mentioned before, it's just open season here for the Titan of the Firelink Five.
Definitely, and I think that's gonna wrap up this first game. We'll head over to the desk, and we'll get the second game on its way as well. But we'll be right back.
We'll get into the picking bands for game 2. So, Sam, looks like my prediction held out. The Jade Warrior wasn't going to do a whole lot. I mean, he did a lot of damage, 48K, most in the lobby. The team didn't win. I just don't, you know what I mean? It's just weird.
I don't know if I agree with you there on that one, Cowboy. I wouldn't say he didn't do a whole lot, but I will say that you are right. The prediction did hold through, but they did so much. I think the Firelink 5 could have won that one, and if they did win it, it was probably going to be off of the back of the Jade Emperor there, because he was doing pretty well. It'd be either him or just how they team fought early. It just really didn't translate into that late game. I think they just got a little bit ahead of themselves. But the Vision of Midas scaling, it was just there, and then like their really good defense over there in the tier 2 left side tower really opened the door for him. It swung it completely in the other direction, I would say. I'm sensing a little bit of hate for the Jade Emperor here on your side.
It's not hate. I know everybody's like, oh, Cowboy don't like it. No, it's just that, like, I don't know. It's weird. I think he's just got like some bad vibes about him, and he doesn't ever win. I don't know. I mean, everybody else has their own opinions, and that's fine.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like he just isn't a winning pick.
Okay, okay, I'll give you that.
It was a definite, really good game. Really close one for the Firelink. They definitely, like you said, could have won. That just makes me even more excited to see game 2.
Absolutely. I am so ready to go ahead and see that game too. I did go ahead and before the desk segment here, it kind of gave you an idea of how I feel about why that game went how it went. Is there anything that you actually want to add yourself and just say that, hey, it could have gone this way, it could have gone that way if this happened? What would you change for the Firelink 5 going into game 2? Obviously, outside of the Jade Emperor.
Well, there's nothing really that just sticks out. I mean, both teams executed well. Maybe have a little more late game for the Firelink 5. They, like you had said earlier, they're a little more early game destined, and that definitely didn't help them out. But, yeah, I mean, they played well. It's just one of those flip of a coin deals, really.
Right, I would 100% agree there when it comes to your choice of wording there. They need late game. They played early game excellently. The Thanatos getting off to the start that you want to see a Thanatos get off on, and then using his pressure to go ahead and get invades specifically. Not even specifically. He did it on purple. He did it on red. He did it on blue. Invades across the board, getting them up to, what was it at one point, like around a 7,000 gold lead, I would say. Maybe I'm wrong there. I could be wrong. It's something like that. And it was basically off the back of was it Simon Says Smite? Was that the name of the jungle there? On the Thanatos? And and absolutely doing what Thanatos does best. But you're right. You need some more late game. The horse, very strong laning phase, able to lock somebody down. Thanatos, obviously, he's gonna want those 1v1s against a god like Raven, who is strong late, but Thanatos definitely gets that pressure. Yu Huang, very good at getting that poke damage in. Maybe not so much unless you can utilize the ult well late game. He doesn't really have the impact there. That is what you really want to see on the Jade Emperor. Somebody who uses the ult to push in or push out when they need safety push out, when they need setup to push in from the back dragon. And I would say they had the Baron Samdi. Not gonna be the best, no, or not going to be as good as Kukulane in the late game.
Exactly. Yeah, he's just kind of a little more setup, but yeah, you're right. The damage, or not damage, sorry, the shield was it you called is not near as there for a Baron as there would be for a Cologne. But that I think we're going to be trying to get into the game here. I guess we may not be taking a short break, so I mean, we can keep talking. That's no problem.
Yeah, I think if you want to continue our little conversation here, we can go ahead and continue it. But yeah, like if if we want to go ahead and go into this break here, so we can get our setup going for game 2, which will again be myself, Semantics, and Double A on the cast when we come back in. But last thoughts here for possibly what would you like to see? I know we want to see late game, and I know you don't want to see the Jade Emperor.
Outside of that, keep everything the same. It's all going good outside of those two things.
Outside of those two things, I would argue that it was going well, even with the Jade Emperor. But yes, we want to see some late game here. And with that, we are going to throw it over to a quick break, and then we'll meet you guys on the other side.
And Cowboys back now. We're bringing you the picking bands. We've just getting everything set up. It was just a tad bit slow, so I went to break. No worries though. Everything's all good. We've got the game, and we're getting right into it. Game 2 of the Firelink 5 versus Visions of
Midas.
Midas. I about said Demo, so I don't know where that's from. uh, yeah, just a few seconds here. Uh, Firelink 5 will be the home team this time, or the first pick team. I don't really know which one you designate as home team, but will be the ones up first. And for our first band, we have a Ravana. That's a pretty good band, like we were talking about earlier. Been seeing Ravana all over. How do you feel about it, Mr. Sam?
Well, I feel as if the last game, Firelink 5 did not like what happened there when it came to a little bit into mid game, and then all the way into late game. Huge impact there from Sparked Out on the Robin. So they're going to make sure that does not happen again. Maybe they're not too comfortable their side on the jungle with it. So what we're going to see is just going to go ahead and get him out of the way. We don't want that to happen to us again. And that's it. Just seal the page, seal the book there on Robin.
And Chernobog band up next. I like the Chernobog band still. He's just so good with his global ultimate. He likes the crit or the pin builds just because mainly he's got that stem, so he really benefits on Silver Branch. But I guess you like that band too?
Well, it was one of the first 3 bands for either side here. It was the Freya, the Mercury, and the Chernobog all seeing the same in the first 6 bands here. And so they're going to keep that consistent at least. But with the only change up I'm seeing right now are the Baron Samdi and the Robin from the side of Firelink 5. And those are just really, I would say Baron Samdi is probably just like one of those strong picks, because they did run it themselves and they just don't want to see it on the other side over there now that they're not going to be picking it for the Vision of Midas. Uller locked in here.
Kiki Jiki, he's a really good ADC. If I was his team, I would not mind at all if he's going on the Uller. That is a good pick for him.
Right,
And
and the name of the game here for the Firelink 5 picks and bans draft seemed to be take all of the strong weapons away from the Vision of Midas while also making your team strong itself, which picks and bans, that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? You're supposed to be making the best situation happen for you. And in response here, well, actually before the Uller, we're seeing the Jingwei band, just another one of those strong hunters, and fell right in line with the first 6 bands as well from last one. So 4 out of the same 6 bands to start off here, and we're
uh,
seeing 2 of the same picks already.
not, I believe the Bobble was banned last time, but the Capri
Right.
is. Yes. And the Bob, that's one of your favorite picks, right, Sam? You said you enjoy it pretty well right now. Think she's really good. Compared with the
Personally,
Capri,
yes.
better, yeah.
Baba Yaga is one that I like to see in comp, and also one of my favorite mid laners, if not my favorite mid laner in the game in Baba Yaga. I've always been a fan of her, even when she was really weak. You remember Baba Yaga on release? Not a whole lot of fun to play there.
But not, yeah. She had a fun kit, but she was not strong, yeah. And I
Yeah,
agree.
the
Baba
RNG.
was a good pickup, and we have a Collie and a King Arthur. Those are 2 very scary picks because if they get to rolling, it is pretty rough for the team, especially the Collie. I mean, I know she's more of a late game, but if they don't have something to shut King Arthur down early, this could be a way for the Firelink to get back in.
Absolutely. King Arthur, once he gets that sovereignty and that Glad Shield online, that combo there, it makes him just a force to be reckoned with. Just like King Arthur always does. As soon as he gets the Glad Shield, he's generally speaking pretty hard to kill and does massive damage just all the way through. Kali, as you did mention, super late game force here. She's going to struggle a little bit in the early game. Well, I guess depending on which god is picked over here for the Vision of Midas for the jungle, but Uller, right in line there with King Arthur, I would say. He's going to get early pressure. He's going to do work. But you did say Kiki Jiki is a strong ADC, and I do agree that seeing the performance there from both ADCs actually from last game, both very strong ADCs. Now we're seeing the script flipped a little bit and having Kiki Jiki on the Uller. I'm excited to see how he actually performs on this.
And then they, for their third pick, they went with the King Arthur, or not King Arthur, the Guan Yu, and that's just a okay warrior. I like him in team comps and fights, but he's going to kind of get bullied out by King Arthur. Definitely going into the bands, we have a bunch of assassins bands. You want to touch on them, and the Jade Emperor got banned, so that's always good.
That's always something you like to see, huh? So he just doesn't show up on either side of the picks there. But with the availability of really only the ADC in the jungle for the Vision of Midas, because they assume Kepri's going to support Baba Yaga mid, Guan Yu going to be in that solo lane. You are going to see the bans for the Firelink 5 going to go ahead and cut out most of the assassins. Dodgy, very strong right now. Also, along with Fenrir, just those beads burning assassins are just really strong right now, such as these 2. And so, that would really explain why they're going to go ahead and get those out of the way. And we're still waiting for that pick here from the Vision of Midas jungle. And then on the other side, you don't really see a mid over for the Firelink 5. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple mages out of the way that they really don't want to deal with.
Exactly. And who you pick up for to go into the Uller? Pretty decent counterplay there, especially against the Uller. And then we have a Jing Chen and a Kukulkan. So, very strong team fight comp for the Firelink 5. And then the last pick for the other team was a Willix. So how do you feel about a Willix? I always forget the names. I apologize.
Well, if you look at both drafts here, you see Uller has that escape with the leap, which a Willix is going to really like. Jing Tian has a double leap. The Hu Yi able to get a knock up there with his 3 jump ability, and well, in combination with his Mark of the Crow, Willick's going to have her own knock up. And then Baba Yaga, when Baba Yaga uses the ult and she's surrounded by enemies, she knocks up everyone in the way. So I think it's going to be a really good tool here in the hands of Sparked Out, especially with the performance that we saw, him able to come back from a deficit. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think Willick's very strong early, does huge damage early, and probably going to be able to outplay this Kali in early game. Well, should definitely. And also, I didn't even mention the Kali leap, something something that is also going to work well with the surge ultimate from a Willix, the gravity surge.
Picking any favorites, which team is your favorite right here?
Oh, 100%. I'm going to be going with the Vision of Midas. They played the late game very well, and this team comp is just another late game comp. Looking at Guan Yu, looking at Baba Yaga, to an extent Huyi and Willix, and Khepri just going to reprise the role here for Queen Perfuma. And I do believe Khepri is one of the strongest supports. Being a support main myself, I would put him in like our S tier of supports right now. When it comes, he would be top 3 for me for sure.
I'm going to argue and go with Firelink 5, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see the game going.
I would love to hear the reasoning behind that one. Let's go. What are we thinking? What are we giving them the edge for?
We're giving them the edge. You got the Kali. There's your late game. You got
okay, that's true.
One of the best base defenders and base aggressors. You've got Jing Chen Ultimate, be able to mix them all up. Wheeler, yeah, he's going to fall off a little bit, and then King Arthur. He should have a good early game, which will transition into him being a decent tank. So Firelink 5 all the way for me.
I would agree in the strength of Jing Qian as well. Remember when I said I thought Khepri was in that top 3? Jing Tian's also in there for me. He's in my top 3 supports right now. It'd be Jing Tian, Khepri, and Atlas. I love the 3 there. I think those are our top supports for this current season in this current meta. And you're going to give it to Firelink 5. I'm going to go with the Vision of Midas. I love the draft from Midas. And with that, we're probably going to be going over to a break here. And Double A and I will see you on the cast yet again.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to the second game in this Midgard set. We do have Firelink 5 versus the Vision of Midas. Vision of Midas taking game 1. My name's Double A, and I'm joined once again by Semantics.
Hello all. And I actually want to get your opinion here. We're split on the desk between Firelink 5 and Vision of Midas. I'm going with the Vision of Midas because of how they really play that late game, and them having another late game oriented comp. And Cowboy over there on the side of Firelink 5.
I mean, he's definitely used to it. Oh, Kukulkan not giving me a lot of confidence here in the Firelink 5 just yet. Beads popped a little unnecessarily. Kali, though, hopping in. Potentially looking for a fight. But, wow, you're really going to make me be the tiebreaker, huh?
Well, I didn't make you. I chose mine first. I said Vision of Midas first. Cowboy over there disagreeing, so, hey, blame him.
All right. I mean, yeah, both sides. I like the comp on both sides. I think, if you're looking meta-wise, it's split a little bit here. I think maybe the stronger comp going the way. It depends. I'm gonna say going the way of the Firelink 5. But
really,
I don't know. I'm gold. But anyway. I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Firelink 5 on this one. We'll have to see. I think King Arthur's just so good. Kiki Jiki, if he can turn it on, Uller should be kind of a monster pick. Khepri though, really annoying. I don't know, man. I think both these teams are great. So I guess I'll pick Firelink 5, but I think this could be anyone's game.
I suppose if you're looking at over there at the drafts and at any time you see a Kali on the team, you're like, okay, that team wins. Yeah, I can see that, as long as I get the late game, Kali gonna hyper carry as she does. But I just love a lot of the picks here from Vision of Midas in the Kepri, in the Baba Yaga, in Sparked Out on the Willix here with all of the tools, all of the knockups and the leaps on both sides here. I just can't give it to Firelink 5 with so much going for Vision of Midas, especially how they played game 1.
That's why you're chair 2, man. You're able to analyze
Shut
a
up,
little
chair
better
two.
than me. I just
Number
know
2.
Kiki's good. I think Firelinks been playing together for a long time. They do have that chemistry. I'm not sure how long Vision and Midas have been playing together, but so I'm gonna say that's my factor. But we'll have to see what goes on, cast or curse one way or the other.
Right, yeah, one of us is gonna curse the other, so we're just trying to even it out here. Getting a little bit more caster curse on the Firelink 5 side, so be careful with that one. Really tipping the scales. Chair 1.
Whatever, man. But yeah, Kali only level 4. Definitely not a great right off the get-go. Gonna be going into that. Golden Blade, as per usual. Wheelix, I would assume going right into Jotun's instead. Or, I mean, I don't think you typically go Transcendence on a Wheelix, right? Oh, Ultimate. Out for Cuckoo.
Oh.
Nobody home that time. Wave gets cleared, though. Helps him out in that sense, but...
I'm gonna go ahead and say that was the goal there. The Spirit of the Nine Winds to just go ahead and full clear the wave there, and possibly back to get the Book of Thoth online. Not quite seeing it built yet, and he's gonna leave base without it. So I don't know if we get a whole lot of value there out of Cuckoo's ult.
And not great. You're definitely gonna want to try to get that up as quick as possible. Was he low on mana? Maybe I'm not sure, but. An interesting play. I mean, it's not a terrible play by any means, but a little questionable when you can't buy the full item.
I would say before team fight phase, it's not the biggest deal, and not a whole lot going on. Kukulkan gonna be the lane bot god, right? It's gonna be the one that puts the whirlpool down, or the whirlwind down, and just full clears wave, goes on to side camps, and does the farming aspect. So using the ult to I'm pretty sure he full cleared the wave, and if he didn't, he probably had the whirlwind on it to go ahead and get that.
Yeah, he
and
cleared.
seeing him back again already, probably gonna get the book this time around, and he does. He goes ahead and gets it. Maybe he underestimated how much gold that wave would have given him, and that's why he had to just go ahead and get the mana pot and the health pot. Yeah, it happens sometimes, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
But in this lane, we just see the ultimate from King Arthur launching Guan Yu up in the air, but both approaching that half health mark. Guan Yu maybe a little worse for wear, does get that heal off though. And I mean, this solo lane, if I'm being real, it's gonna be pretty boring right off the bat, as these guys are just gonna be able to sustain so much. King Arthur though, looking to push his luck potentially as he's going to try to clear this wave. Guan Yu with the ultimate. Now King Arthur on the run. Can he get away in time is the question. No, he can't. And Jaeger picks up the first blood for the Vision of Midas.
One thing that Guan Yu does have right now over King Arthur is that sustain just built into the kit there, and I think it worked out well for him that time around using the heal. But a gank coming in here, Kali trying to get the counter kill onto Guan Yu, and not gonna happen.
Simon says Smite hopping it over here, but yeah, not able to finish off the Guan Yu, trying to avenge King Arthur on that play, but unable to do it. We'll look towards some farm instead. A Wheelix though showing up. This is no ultimate pop from a Wheelix either. Does she have it? She did. Still waiting. Could still have a possibility ult, but Capri and a Wheelix going to disengage for the Vision of Midas.
I think that was possibly a kill if the gravity surge was used there from the leap, or at least trading ult for ult. Kali getting away but using the ult, but nothing used there from the side of Kali. I guess not a whole lot used there from a Willix. Just a disengage. Got the offering there was Kali, and really nothing else really happened. Maybe just a little shy on the trigger right now on both sides.
Well, and I don't know that Awilix really expected Kali to just show up out of nowhere in the jungle just yet, so I mean, it's still a quick time frame, so Capri with the root here mid lane though. Gonna pay for it with that tornado right to the face. Little 3v here in mid. See Felix approaching.
Getting a little poke action on the whirlwind, but though speaking of whirlwind of rage and steals by the and then the spear of the 9 wins. Kepri ult scares blessing does come out, and no kill is gonna be happening here. Just 2 ults.
And not gonna be enough. Simon says over here looking to pressure this Awilix. A jump in, but no ultimate still pressed. So when he pushes the button, man, it's gonna be crazy.
yeah, no. We're just waiting for it. We're waiting for the 4 or the space bar or the Y, whatever we're waiting for here. That button's gonna get pressed eventually, and I can't wait for it. The excitement is killing me.
I'm gonna freak out, yeah. King Arthur though, oh no, can we see him repeat history? Guan Yu looking for the stun, he's gonna get it. Now King Arthur getting away with about half a health bar as Guan Yu tower dives here at level 9.
They cannot win.
Oh man, I think if he gets one more swing before he cancels the ult there, I think that's a kill for Guan Yu, but cancels it a little early. The beads is used here from Hu Yi, so Kali gonna go ahead and try to get the kill, and will he get it? No.
Not this time. Awilix does get the knockup on Kali. Yi ultimate's out, just trying. Grab this purple buff if possible. Awilix though pretty low. Kali coming in, looking for a fight on anyone. Getting pulled back towards his Yi is Kali. Jaeger on the other side of the map, 1-for-1 over there. It looks like that's Kukulkan rotated over. That I'm missing it. Blame our spectator. It's me.
Whoever that guy is, whoever me is, needs to get on point. No ultimate button pressed here yet again on the purple side invade. They are really just letting us wait, making us wait here.
I know, I'm holding my breath every time I see her on screen at this point. Please press the button.
And that's for Simon Says Smite and for Sparked Out. No ults used at all. Yeah, the anticipation makes the heart grow. I do believe that is the saying. Maybe I'm just saying it wrong. Whatever. I want it to happen. I'm waiting for it. It's not happening. Upsetting. That's it. That's all I got. I'm leaving.
No, mic drop. But a little slower match so far. Vision of Midas up slightly here in kills with just 1. Lead though very minimal. Yep, both sides. Less than 500 in both categories, so still really low. Player damage wise, we do have a mismatch of both teams so far. Firelink 5 at the top for the time being. Oracles go the way of the Firelink 5. So we're going to get Vision on that Gold Fury.
Both kills and actually the death going the way of Jaeger on the Guan Yu, getting 2 solo kills, and getting the counter kill is the rubber man on the King Arthur, but still no sovereignty online. And I think once that comes online, he's gonna have an easier time fighting into this Guan Yu. But Glad Shield and the Breastplate of Valor picked up for Guan Yu, so maybe we'll see a little bit of shift here as soon as sovereignty's picked up. Generally speaking, isn't sovereignty usually picked up first over the Glad Shield on King Arthur to go ahead and get that sustain? This time, Rubber Man choosing to opt into Glad Shield first.
Kepri being whittled away here in mid lane. Xing Shen with the ultimate. Awilix Beads is going to be popped. Kukulkan stepping up. Draw out. Launch out a sneeze, but not going to land this time. Beads out for Kuku as well. The ultimate lands onto Kepri, and he's just trying to run away. He can't scuttle his way out of that, as Simon says, picks up a kill. But I don't know much about solo lane, but yes, definitely I've seen sovereignty picked up more often there on the King Arthur. Also, remember when I said solo lane was nothing's gonna happen over there in solo lane? Well, I lied again, apparently. As It's been crazy over there, but almost as crazy here in mid. Finally, the ultimate is popped. Kukulkan is paying for it now. Will he be able to get away? No, he can't. It was just too much seepage, though, with credit to the kill. We'll see if Xing Shin will meet a similar fate. It won't. And, yeah, he pressed the button. My heart
He
is
pressed
full.
the button. Grab. Your heart is full because the anticipation made it grow. You know, if that's the saying, whatever.
I've
It's
never heard
full.
that, but
It's
it's fine.
grown. Really. I feel like that's it. Maybe I'm wrong, but the gravity surge in combination with the home sweet home, you know, one button push equals one kill on the board. So if he could keep that up, you know, every what 45 seconds late game with the cooldown and with the cooldowns going down, whenever being upgraded, we might see Sparked Out kind of go off here, or you know, supplement kills as he did this time around for Baba Yaga.
Yeah, definitely doing a good job. Yeah, I think it's just so deadly. There's a knockup once again. The ultimate popped. Kukulkan might meet a similar fate that we saw just 2 minutes ago in Seepage. Once again, repeating history. Baba Yaga secures the kill, and they'll take that Greater Scorpion as well. Now Pyromancer's the call as King Arthur makes his way, potentially trying to steal this away from the Vision of Midas. Khepri, though, turning his attention right to him. King Arthur up in the air with the Khepri, but Guan Yu's here as well. King Arthur will have to dash out his colleagues, his only comrade here in this fight. A Wheelix jumping in, but no need to chase. Pyromancer does go the way of Vision of Midas. They'll go ahead and retreat. A nice little prize right there. Finally growing that lead that they're maintaining.
Getting the Scorpion on the order side, getting the Pyromancer, and getting the second kill onto the mid, who really needs to farm, who really needs to not die as often as he is huge value here. And then solo lane looking like another gank here.
Yeah, King Arthur just overwhelmed as Sparked Out once again. Gonna grab, well, first kill on the board for him, but participating once again here on the kill, ganking this solo lane.
Absolutely overwhelmed. I will agree with that terminology there. Just 2v1 in the solo lane, and that's bringing 5 kills onto the board now. Looking at just over a 1,200, 1,300 gold lead for Vision of Midas, 15 minutes in.
And now a red bait. Whoa, I can't speak. Red buff invade is happening over here, but it is going to go the way of the Firelink Five. Now Khepri is in trouble as Ullr's in pursuit, jumps in. Can he finish it off? No, it's Dobie will instead. Hoi having to jump out, but Xing Shen is right where he lands. We'll see if he's able to get out in time. Baba Yaga throws a potion, but not able to land it on anybody on the other side here. And Hoi makes his escape for the time being. Oh no! He's got about a sliver of health. Xing Shen, no, misses the ability, but lands that one. Wolf Bear ends up grabbing that one.
And just walking back to the tower for, you know, for for good luck there, obviously. Just let you know I can kill you and tank this right afterward because, you know, no biggie, the support. But a Willix here, maybe to guard the purple, which isn't, you know, quite up yet. Maybe looking for a counter kill. Walks into the tornado, though, and takes massive damage.
Oh, the Juke Shoes, they're out. Are they going to be enough? No, the blink is. And a Wheelix will make his way out of here, but cut off by Kali. But the revive from Khepri, so clutch in that situation. And it looks like a Wheelix makes her grand escape.
Okay. The attempt at a counter kill, you know, using the blink, getting the Scarab's blessing there, you know, good. I think good team fight there for Vision of Midas. Even though I do believe it was 2 for 1 there, maybe it was 2 for 2. It was pretty even.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure on that one, but I know that Khepri ultimate was at the last moment just perfectly executed. But unfortunately for the Firelink 5, Jaeger's going to be grabbing a kill on their support as Xing Shen does fall in the aftermath of that team fight. And now Gold Fury being looked at by the Vision of Midas.
And that's likely going to be going down handily as there is nobody here to contest first neutral objective of the game, and it does go the way of Vision of Midas. Looking at a 1,000 gold lead here already.
Yep, just tipping scale right back in their favor. But 17.
Oh yeah, you did see a little bit of a shift there, didn't you? It looked like it was going the way of Firelink 5 for just a little bit, and then that team fight followed by the gold put him right back into the driver's seat.
Yep, just slightly. But Vision of Midas now has that lead, I believe. You know, they didn't really have a lead, I believe, until the end of the first game, so a little change of pace here.
And that's not what you want. With the scaling here and the late game performance coming from the Vision of Midas last game, I think you want to get ahead, and you want to stay ahead if you're Firelink 5, especially with the Baba Yaga scaling is just insane.
The ultimate comes through for its Dovey, but it's not going to be enough, as the ultimate from Awilix will help him meet his demise. Ooh, I need some help here talking on the desk, or wow, whatever, on cast. But
well, that's what I'm here for. I'm also the second, second talker here for you. But yes, Gravity Surge does come through for Awilix there, and helps supplements the kill there. See, like I need the help as well here. But Kepri looking like he's gonna be getting in trouble here. Scarab's Blessing does come out, and it helps him for the escape right away, along with the Willix. But Kepri gonna go down by the hands of Simon Says Smite, and uses the ultimate to get out, and is successful for the T1 tower dive, getting the kill and walking away, as Kali likes to do.
Yep, that's exactly the way to use it defensively. You're going to tower dive, and then before you die to that tower and that Awilix gank there in mid lane, use it to get out. Now the Vision of Midas turning their attention towards this Pyromancer. Xing Shin making his way over. Never mind, not aware whatsoever is Xing Shen, as the Vision of Midas do drop Pyromancer. Probably overheard it. I know when I'm over that area, I definitely am listening for the sound of a Pyromancer.
A little bit of vision goes a long way, I suppose, here, and it did not help the Firelink 5 in that regard, because it looks as if there is a Sentry Ward over there for the Vision of Midas, so likely not seeing it go down, and I don't believe there was one there in the first place. So a free Pyromancer for the Vision of Midas.
Yep, and looks like Firelink 5 grouping up around the Trebuchet in mid, as this tier 1 tower gets absolutely melted. Now Kepri caught in between a sandwich, the poor Beetle being thrown towards the rest of the Firelink 5. Kali hopping in here, the ultimate's out. That's overkill, as Kepri couldn't withstand all the pressure from the looming order team here.
Is it overkill, or is it just kill enough? I think it was plenty kill enough there, but yeah, it's Spirit of the Nine Winds in combination with the Whirlwind of Rage and Steel has been used actually quite often in this match already.
King Arthur ultimate out onto Awilix, the heal coming out from Guan Yu, helping out heal up his teammate. There's the ultimate, King Arthur being thrown back. The beat's not quick enough. Now the other ultimate, and the Rubberman can't withstand all the pressure there, as both ults get dropped right on top of him, and it will go down.
Now that Sparked Out has decided to start pressing the buttons, it is resulted in 3-0-3 on the side of the Sparked Out the jungle here on the Awilix, and you know, getting a lot of value out of the button pressing, of the big button pressing of the ultimate there for the Awilix, and a little bit more action going on into the jungle of the Vision of Midas.
They're catching Awilix out in her own jungle. She went searching for a kill. Almost found one, but unable to secure it this time. Xing Shen being caught up with over here, being pulled back towards his team by the hands of Kepri, and now Kukulkan fighting the Guan Yu as he made the rotation over here. The rest of Vision of Midas pulling in. Kukuku might have went the wrong way. Beads are popped to withstand that Guan Yu ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. Tower shots as well raining through onto the Guan Yu, but too much damage out from the other side. Uller as well being mosh pitted over there in his own jungle. Kepri trying to get out. The ultimate is popped. Kali looks like trying to secure the kill, but the ultimate for Kepri coming through. Guan Yu still chasing an absolute menace right now. Raid boss Guan Yu, as no one's able to touch him. And Firelink 5 retreating as only 2 members survive that team fight.
Tier 2 goes down of the Firelink 5's right side here on the solo lane side. And Guan Yu, the only one at level 20 right now. And 2 levels ahead of the King Arthur is Jaeger right now. And Fire Giant is slated here for the Vision of Midas. I don't think we're going to see a contestation here from Firelink 5. And if it does, Willick's here to be the guard. Looking for the 1v1.
Yeah, definitely. 1v1 over here. Kali. Oh no, Simon says. Will end up falling. We do see a fight over Fire Giant as well. King Arthur throwing Guan Yu up in the air, but is it smart? Vision of Midas end up securing the kill and right back into Sparked Out's pocket as Rubberman, as the ultimate sends him flying to his death.
I said, okay. In my mind, you shouldn't have defended that because exactly what happened is gonna happen there. But you know, trying to call things for this side, it just seems as if they want to do exactly opposite of what we're talking about here. And in result, we're looking at a 6,200 gold lead here for the Vision of Midas, and maybe a gold fury for the consolation prize. You know, bring the old recall there of the consolation in this game, yeah, for the Firelink 5.
Yeah, are you a Big Dipper fan by chance?
No. No, I'm not, Double A.
Damn.
Absolutely not.
We are going to see Firelink 5 grab that Gold Fury. They are definitely down in this match, but not out just yet. As we hit that 24-minute mark, Vision of Midas pounding away so far. Trying to increase their lead. Fire Giant now in their pocket as the siege starts here. Looking at this left lane, I would guess.
Yeah, with the tier 2 already down in solo lane, and the ADC duo lane here is generally the one that you want to take down first when it comes to Phoenix sieges. They're going to go ahead and start working over here on this tier 2. And the Whirlwind of Rage still does come out. No combo of the Spirit of the Nine Winds, as well it was up that time.
Oh, Wheelik's ultimate did get popped there as well in that team fight. Unfortunately,
a little bit out of range.
Used. Yeah, that's always the worst when it happens, because you got to be quick on it, and if you're a little too quick or a little too late, that can be the result. But now still looking to fight. Firelink 5 looking to defend their tier 2 towers. Not normally a strategy you would see at this point. Xingqian being absolutely shredded. There's not a whole lot he can do. Here comes Guan Yu. He wants to kill. He'll get it. Jaeger picks that one up. Wheelik's diving in on Uller as the Squishy's the target, but no, gets knocked up with the Cuckoo ultimate. But still lives. Nobody going down just yet, but Xingqian. Guan Yu has the ultimate on top of him as Kali tries to get something out of this fight. But it's not going to be enough. Her ultimate is popped, but can she withstand the fight and get away? Here goes a tornado out for Kukulkan, but will it be enough to keep him out of there? No, it won't, as Kepri grabs the kill on that one. And now they're approaching these Phoenixes as King Arthur, the only first line of defense over here for Firelink 5, but he can't do anything. Sparked Out picks up another kill, and he's thirsty for more, but Kali might be his match as the Wheelix can't get away. Simon says sit as Sparked Out goes down, and we'll see Kali end up dying for it as Seepage secures that kill. Baba Yaga with the play on there. Kepri being thrown back into the Titan room, and Uller's going to be right there to whittle away as much as possible on him. Guan Yu, though, still looking to fight. And Raiga able to pick up a kill onto Xingqian. Not a whole lot he can do, and they potentially might win here. Kiki Chiki, the only one alive for Firelink 5, but this Titan is dwindling. There's not much they can do, and it looks like the set is going to go the way of the Vision of Midas.
4 alive here still for the Vision of Midas. Simon says Smite does get the shutdown there on a Willix, but a little too late. Probably need that a little bit earlier in the game to go ahead and make sure that the Firelink 5 shuts her down and gets the victory, or, you know, at least gets a good defense in. Unfortunately, the Titan just couldn't withstand the might of the Vision of Midas here. And, you know, going 2-0 is Vision of Midas in this set and ending it here in favor of Vision of Midas. Congratulations.
Yeah, great win. I mean, both those teams really good. So, I mean, it just shows you how good Vision of Midas is going to be here in this division. They pull out a win against Firelink 5. Like I said, went pretty far in the playoffs last season. So, that's a great win. And right off the bat here at week 1.
Obviously led there in this second game by their fearless leader Sparked Out, getting into 7-1-5 here stat line, the KDA, and just under 20 or just over 20,000 damage for the Awilix here. And like I said, there was just so much setting up for the Vision of Midas here, for the Awilix Gravity Surge, and the knockup for the Huyi, and the knockup for the Home Sweet Home, and the 2 leaps, or the 3 leaps on the side of Firelink 5 to get a lot of value there. There was only one time that I saw right there at the end siege after the tier 2 siege on the left side that the gravity surge really didn't make an impact, and you called it out there. And there's no meter for the distance of the gravity surge, right? You can't really tell, like, if you touch it, like how far it's going to be going, but it's going to go right at it because that is on the instacast. So a little bit off there, but the end result is still it. 2-0, and the win here for the set is the Vision of Midas.
Made it through it. But yeah, no, definitely a great game from both teams. I'm so sorry. Firelink 5, unable to pull through here in this game. Had a better game 1, but game 2 wasn't as great. Vision of Midas just overwhelming them almost the entire game, it seemed like. But yeah, congratulations to them. I think with that, we'll go to a quick break, stop by the desk on our way, and wrap this stream up.
Well, for Visions of Midas. That was not how I predicted that game to come out. How about you, Sam?
Well, yes, actually, I did predict the Vision of Midas win there. And you know what? With everything that we could possibly say here as to what happened and why it happened in that way, I think there's really only one factor here.
Yes.
And that's the caster's curse. Stronger for you guys' side. Both you and AA chose to go with the Firelink 5. And I'm pretty sure that's what threw it for the Firelink 5 here. Just throwing that one out there. Caster's curse is strong.
Could be. I think execution actually came down to it for one thing. But yeah, but like I was saying, yeah, it was a good game. Definitely a good series. Second game was a little rough, but no, that's just how it goes sometimes. I will say it was a lot higher damage game for both teams. Game 1. This one was a lot quicker too. What about you, Sam? What's your overall takeaways from this?
I would say that the Vision of Midas is a much higher scaling team, in my opinion. We could be wrong on that, just because there's a hyper carry on the side of Firelink 5, but also they executed early. When you have a high scaling team who executes and gets early kills like that, then there really is just no stopping that, because as the game goes on, they just get stronger and stronger and stronger, and giving a lead to a team that scales, it's just so hard to fight right back into that. And you want to see the King Arthur get ahead because that's just what he does, but he got soloed over there consistently by Jaeger on the Guan Yu. You want to see the Uller get ahead, and he ends the game here at 0-1. Where on the other side, Rai Guy over here on the Huyi, ends the game 2-1. So there wasn't really any lead being cultivated here for Kiki Jiki, for the Rubber Band, and for Wolf Blair. And Dovey, he likes to scale, he likes to farm, and he has the second most deaths on the team, except for Arthur, obviously, because he got soloed, and then there was some ganks happening on the side of Sparked Out as well to make sure he stays behind. And getting a Kukul Khan behind, it doesn't feel good. Those Spirit of the Nine Winds not having the impact, even though he did land a pretty good amount of them and did a good chunk of damage, he just wasn't able to get to the point where he wanted to get. And this game actually ended earlier than the first game. mostly
Yeah,
because of that scaling.
this game was definitely a quicker beatdown, and no, the solo lane behind, and once he was behind them and they was able to direct their efforts. Overall, it was a great team win for Visions of Midas. They played really well, organized this game, and I mean, this is first week, so Firelink Five still have the whole season to improve and get better. So, best of luck to them. Best of luck to our winners, and that's really about all we have for today. So we'll of course let our glorious leader, Double A, come in and give his little end of the day announcements.
All right, thank you, Cowboy and Sam. I do appreciate you guys' help. Yeah, just a few quick announcements. We'll be quick as we did some announcements yesterday instead, but we will have a stream tomorrow. I believe I'm actually going to move that a little earlier to 6 p.m. CST, so make sure you're checking that out. I'll change the times there on the Discord as well. Speaking of that, please check out our Discord. It has all the links in there for our Twitter, YouTube, anything you're looking for in that aspect. Come join the league. We'd love to have you. And I think with that, I'm just going to say thanks for watching as always. And we do really appreciate you guys, spending your, what is it today, Saturday afternoon with us. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.